What's up, guys? Z4L's here to bring you a MUT budget defensive lineup. Now, here's what I'm going to do for you is pop this up. You'll see at corner, that's the position I like to start. I like to go man defensive lineup. I will recommend, though, some zone defensive players too. But Ronald Darby is a guy I would definitely throw in this list. Jason Verrey. Darius Slay made it into the elite level this year, so he's not as sleepy as he was last year, but he's just an overall great item. You've got DRC, Scandrick, Jonathan Joseph over a guy like Jimmy Smith. He's got more speed, more man coverage. And then Eli Apple is, you put him at your 4. I have him up higher because he's got, just to show him off. Now, that is my man defensive lineup. If I had to give you the zone guys, I would give you gold Delvin Breaux, gold Casey Hayward, gold Malcolm Butler, and then I would keep Jonathan Joseph as my number 4. I would try and get a Darius Slay who can play both man and zone to be my number 1, and then you'd have 5 good guys if you use that lineup or you add those guys to your squad. Now, let's go back to the defensive line. You've got to pick a skill set, right? You've got Alan Bailey here, who is a great run stuffer. He's kind of like Mike DeVito. He will plug the run for you. All of these DTs, all 4, are all just beef for your defense. Brandon Williams, Ian Williams, Dan Williams, and Jonathan Hankins. They're tremendous run stuffing players. Tuitt is more of a balanced item, with Sheldon Richardson being a run stuffer, but who can actually run the passer. Now, Baker and Jackson are slower, but Hayes is a guy you can bring in to rush the passer. These are all good defensive line options. They're just solid items. And you're going to get your pass rushing, hopefully from the second level of the defense anyways, but these guys should hold up in the run game. Now, as we move up, you'll see here at strong safety, you see Calvin Pryor. I just want to let you guys know he is the guy everybody's using. His zone coverage and hit power. If you try and hit stick somebody this year without hit power, you will not win. So people like Pryor because he can actually lay hits. There is many good strong safeties. There's not a ton of good zone coverage free safeties that are strong this year. It's flipped from last year. You can get either Patriot, Daron Harmon, or Chung if that's more what you can afford right now. And George Aloka, Devin McCourty, and Kurt Coleman. All these guys are a little bit slow, but they all should be able, if you play SWAT, to knock the ball out from defenders. Those are my free safety selections. You could also bring a corner out there, like we talked about, but just remember you can't unleash the hit stick on any ball carriers. Now at the linebacker position, you're going to rush Jadeveon Clowney. You might rush Anthony Barr in certain situations, so don't rely on those run stuffing guys to get to the passer. Maybe get an Aaron Lynch. That's another guy I would recommend to rush the passer. But Shazier in the middle is probably the fastest item in the game at this budget level. I know he'll be a little bit pricier, but you could always go with Gooden if you really need somebody faster, or Zach Brown if you really want somebody faster to use her. I think the Anthony Barr starter gets it done. The 77 version that I recommended you select in a different video, he gets it done with 81 speed, 6'5" user. Dansby, good zone coverage. I think ultimately the goal is to get up to Telvin Smith. That's why I have him in the lineup, because I want you guys to say, okay, these guys work, but I want to get to Telvin Smith with the hero set. Gooden, Deron Lee's a guy you can add in. Levy for zone coverage and play rec. So each of these guys does a different role, and you want to sub them in and out as plays come up. So Levy if you need zone. Brown if you need a little hit power on the field. Clowney for the pass rush. Shazier as a super fast user. Quan Alexander's a stronger guy with a little hit power. Same thing with Gooden. Barr can do a little bit of a mix. Dansby's your zone cover guy. And so those are the roles. When you have a budget team, you need to, instead of spending $50K to get the Telvin Smith set done, who can kind of do it all, well, you play Dansby for zone coverage, Shazier for man coverage, and sub in Clowney when you need to rush the passer. And all these guys hopefully only cost 3K, and then you're spending just 9K for 3 spots that you sub in and out instead of spending the 50K on Telvin Smith. So those are my early budget looks on the defensive side of the ball. Hopefully that helps you guys out. If it does, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got offense right here, so hopefully this offensive video can get you up to speed on the other side of the ball. And I'll be constantly updating my budget picks. I'll be adding some sleeper guys, like some deep silver sleepers, to the mix. And so I feel like that should definitely make your lineup much better to start the season. All right, guys, until next time, this is Z Farles saying lock up. We'll talk soon.